Today, chemistry topic 4. We'll start with this very easy, which you are already familiar in the from your lower classes, structure of atom. Okay, the structure of atom, we'll be discussing all the components of atom in detail here, and how they are assembled, and what are their identities and all that. We'll start with J.J. Thomson's experiment, students. Who was J.J. Thomson? J.J. Thomson in 1897 discovered what are called as cathode rays. What is cathode? Cathode is negative. Some invisible radiations were coming out from cathode. Okay. These were, since they were emitted from cathode, they were called as cathode rays. Students, there was a gas taken in an evacuated tube, and a very high voltage was produced. And some invisible radiations came out of the cathode. Cathode is negative, and these invisible radiations were called as cathode rays. It was later on detected that these cathode rays consist of very small, very small, negatively charged particles. Negatively charged particles. They are so small that they are smaller than the size of hydrogen. Okay. Later on, so he only said that cathode rays are composed of very small sized, very small massed, negatively charged particles. These negatively charged particles were called as electrons, and these electrons were so small that they were still smaller than the size of the hydrogen. Later on, these negatively charged particles were named as electrons. Okay. So who was J.J. Thomson then? J.J. Thomson was the one who discovered electrons, students, in the year 1897. Next, what are the points regarding Dalton's theory? I will revise it. According to Dalton, Dalton said that the smallest indivisible particle of any matter is atom. He said that atom is very small in size and cannot be divided further. But the discovery of subatomic particles like concentrate, electrons, which were already discovered, protons and neutrons, led to the objection of Dalton's atomic theory. So when Dalton said that atom is indivisible, then what about these subatomic particles which are present inside the atom? They are in the form of electrons, protons and neutrons, students. Okay. Then after Dalton came the third gentleman, who was called as Rutherford. Rutherford, what did he do? He took a radioactive element. We'll take a source gas. Source of what? Source of alpha particles. Now you may ask me, teacher, what are alpha particles? Helium nuclei. They are alpha particles. These source of alpha particles were incident on a gold foil, students. What was his observation? What are source of alpha particles? Helium atoms. Okay, positively charged helium nuclei. Source of alpha particles madun alpha particles were incident on a gold foil, students. Gold foil. Gold plate nave. Kai? Gold foil. Okay. What was his observation? That most of the alpha particles traveled in straight lines without any deviation. They traveled straight. Now how was this? Alpha particles cannot be seen by your eyes. They produce some scintillations on a screen, students. There is a special screen hota, which was made of zinc sulfide. Scintillations means what? Sparks, kind of lighting effect. So they produce scintillations on the screen here. See here, this is a source of alpha particles. The alpha particles from the source were made to pass through gold foil, were incident on the gold foil. It was observed that most of the alpha particles traveled undeviated. Now you may ask me, most manje kai? The 99% of alpha particles traveled straight through gold foil. Still very few of them traveled through different angles, and just one or two alpha particles retraced their path. Now he was confused that through the gold foil, when 99% alpha particles traveled without any deviation, what made one alpha particle to retrace its path? Means inside the gold foil there is something, students, and that something is the one which is responsible for the alpha particle, one alpha particle to send back, and that was what was called as the nucleus. So nucleus was discovered by this gentleman who was called as Rutherford, Ernest Rutherford. ठीक है, this nucleus is very small in size, no doubt, and since nucleus is very small in size compared to the size of the atom, most of the alpha rays traveled undeviated, and accidentally if one alpha particle or one alpha ray was incident on the nucleus, it retraced its path. So nucleus is positively charged. Now how you say that it is positively charged? Because that alpha particle is positively charged helium. So that positively charged helium will be repelled by positively charged nucleus. Only that will be retraced. Remaining why they will retrace? Because nucleus itself is very small in size. Most of the space in atom is vacuum, and that made the alpha particles travel straight. That's it, students. Are you okay here? He झालं Rutherford. So now we know that inside the atom there are electrons, there are protons, there are nucleus. There is a nucleus. Okay. Now we will go to the proper discovery of neutrons. Discovery of neutrons. Students, discovery of neutrons was done by, actually the research started from Rutherford itself, but the discovery of neutrons was made by this gentleman who was called as James Chadwick. James Chadwick. Okay. James Chadwick. What did he conclude? Concentrate here. What did he say? First of all, James Chadwick, he studied the invisible radiations emitted from paraffin. Now you may ask me, teacher, what is paraffin? Paraffin is a kind of organic compound. It's oil. It's used as an oil, students. Some invisible radiations came out of paraffin when it was struck by, or when it was collided or bombarded by beryllium. Okay, so when some invisible particles from beryllium collided with paraffin, and that made some radiations coming out from paraffin. Okay, now radiations were coming out from paraffin, no doubt. James Chadwick met with these invisible radiations were coming out from paraffin, no doubt. James Chadwick observed that there is a large difference between atomic number, which is number of protons, and mass number. He found that atomic number, which is number of protons, is not same or not equal to mass number, and he observed that these invisible radiations coming out from paraffin when it was collided with the particles from beryllium were neutral in character, and these neutral radiations were neutrons, and these invisible radiations were the radiations of neutrons. Hence there was a difference between atomic number and mass number. Atomic number is the number of protons, whereas mass number is not only the number of some of the masses of protons, but also neutrons. Are you okay here? That is how all the subatomic particles were discovered. Electrons was discovered by J.J. Thomson. Nucleus was discovered by Rutherford. Neutrons were discovered by James Chadwick. And that's it. Are you okay here? Next, means if you look into an atom is generally represented by a typical formula by like this, or you can show it like this also, where Z is the atomic number, which is equal to the number of protons. It is found that atom is stable. Why? Because the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. Therefore, atom is stable. Z is the atomic number, which is equal to the number of protons. Atom is stable because protons are equal to the number of electrons. But students, A is what? A is mass number. What is that? It is the sum of the number of protons and the neutrons. Sum of the A is the mass number. Mass number means the total number of protons plus neutrons. Okay, one thing. The representation of atom or a nucleus. Concentrate nucleus. Now you may ask me, teacher, nucleus kuton ala? Nucleus, radioactive nucleus, students. Generally, an atom or a nucleus is always represented like this. This representation of an atom or a nucleus in this specific form. The representation of an atom, here it is atom, students. Sometimes you represent a nucleus also. Nucleus, that is particularly a radioactive nucleus. Now what is radioactive nucleus again? Whose atomic number is specifically about 82 in the periodic table. They have that natural tendency of emitting radiations which are highly dangerous, spontaneous, continuous, high energy, highly penetrating असे properties असतात त्याला. Are you okay? Below atomic number 82 ना कुछ नहीं, normal. Huh? So representation of atom or a nucleus in this particular specific form is called as nuclide. Look here. NuClide, nuclide. That's it. Students, based on this nuclide, we are going to study what are isotopes, isobars, isotones. Concentrate. First, we'll study what are isotopes. If you look into elements like, typical element like fluorine. Now you may ask me, teacher, can you write it here? Yes. You can write it like this. You can write it like this as well. If you look into these elements, students, if you look into these elements, they exist in singular form. Means you don't find any such element other than this. But if you look into carbon, it exists in more forms, in more atomic forms. Such elements, such atoms of elements which have same atomic number but different mass numbers are called isotopes. Are you okay? So what are isotopes here? They are the atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass numbers. They are called isotopes. Now we will discuss something called as isobars. What are isobars? They are atoms of different elements, students, which have same mass number but different atomic number. They are the atoms of different elements having same mass number but different atomic number. Like for example, nitrogen 7, 14, carbon 6, 14. These are called as isobars. Isobars means atoms of elements having same mass number, different elements they are. Obviously, both the elements are different here. Here these elements are same. Atoms of different elements having same mass number but different atomic numbers are called isobars. Okay? Now what are isotones? Isotones are atoms of the same element having same number of neutrons but different number of protons. Having same number of what? Neutrons but different number of protons. They are called isotones. Are you okay? Now I'll stop here and we'll continue further in the next class immediately. Okay? Bye for today.